Friends, hello! Today we will have a look at a model that on the one hand is an example of comfort, but on the other hand is a speciality for advanced runners. On the one hand uses modern technologies, but on the other hand it helps runners who prefer natural running. This is the Saucony Freedom 4. Let's look at it and learn something new. First, let's start with a discussion. Say we have different types of tops and bottoms of the shoe. And it's clear that for tops we will see a comfortable version, a lightweight version, and some kind of intermediate one. There are more options in the bottoms: comfortable with extra cushioning, minimalistic, or modern with carbon plate. And usually models are made for specific purposes, which means that both the top and the bottom came from the same group, either lightness or comfort. Are there any deviations from this trend? Yes, for example, the Ultraboost PB had the lightest upper, but the most comfortable bottom. Adidas no longer produces this model. It is difficult for us to say what it means. And here's the second option: comfortable top and lightweight bottom. Today we are talking about such an option because Saucony is famous for a comfortable fit. And the bottom, which is used here, will be interesting to consider because it contains several improvements. Let's study everything in details. We start with an upper. The mesh here is a double layer. This provides softer fit and at the same time possibility to use the model in the demi-season. Nevertheless, the classic additional ventilation holes on the toe are presented. Not very big, but heel pads are presented. We would say that if you have strong legs, this is a very comfortable upper. If you are a beginner, then of course you can remember the Ride or Triumph models that are more suitable for you, where these places are reinforced. It is also worth noting the round tongue, which differs from many others. It doesn't crumble, it doesn't rub. In general, it is a very comfortable solution for advanced amateurs. And that is why we mark these indicators as the maximum in our table. We compare it to a similar segment. Let's go ahead, lockdown. And this is continuation of an upper, continuation of comfort. There is a lot of it here. On the toe, there is a huge strengthening. On the arch of the foot, there is a reinforced logo. And on the heel, there is a rigid counter. This model sits tightly. And since upper was comfortable, this further increased the desire to be in this model. It feels like an extension of the leg. Moving on to the midsole. Foam here is Power Run PB. It is the most advanced Saucony technology, the lightest, the most resilient. This foam has incredible number of benefits. It is temperature resistant, more flexible and more durable. There are many advantages, but the layer applied here is minimal. Moreover, the drop is slightly different. The drop is the difference between the forefoot height and the heel height. The latest trend that it is 10 mm, here it is 4 mm. It leads to a little cushioning in the heel. This model is for advanced runners and is also very suitable for natural runners. Let's talk about this further. Now let's talk about transition. Not particularly transition because it's not here as such, but about behavior of this model. Model is with minimal midsole thickness, with a very flexible midsole, with reduced drop. All these indicators move us to running as if without shoes. This running is demanding on stabilizers muscles and ligament strength. A lot of people like it, because this model is like an intermediate step between so-called barefoot running and classic running shoes. So, we will note this and recommend that if you are thinking about natural running, try this model. If you find it interesting, it means that you need to keep moving towards this direction. Next, a few words about stability. First, because the midsole is thin, there is a lot of it here. Secondly, because of form fit, this is a special socket in the heel. The model holds very well on the sides, so stability is incredibly high. Next, we note the outsole. There is a very good tread with a high quality rubber. And it's great that even with such an increased tread, the model weighed 213 grams in size 9 US. this is well below average. So we get acquainted with the details, and now is the time to summarize. Upper, look down, stability, all this suggests that this is a very comfortable model. Then we look at the weight, we understand that this is very light, and we understand that we can run fast in these shoes, fast with extra comfort. But then we turn our attention to the midsole. It is very thin. Insufficient level of cushioning, reduced drop is a signal. On the one hand, for experienced feet, it should be a nice addition and an interesting model to try themselves in a natural running. On the other hand, for beginner runners, it is a risky model. It will be difficult to immediately do long runs in such a model. And the special advantage of such a model is that it doesn't have any analogs. There is either lightweight on all fronts or other models. While this is a very popular segment, lightweight models with additional comfort. Therefore, we hope that you, like us, were interested in learning about such a model and also interested to try. It's 100% worth it. Well, that's all for today. Keep well and enjoy running.